The vast emptiness of space stretched out endlessly, broken only by the twinkling of distant stars and the occasional passing of space debris. It was in this quiet expanse that the Zarthian exploration fleet, led by Commander Xanthor, stumbled upon an unexpected find. "Commander, our scanners have detected an unknown object ahead," reported Officer Zix, her 4 eyes blinking rapidly in excitement. Xanthor, a tall, blue-skinned alien with tentacles for arms, moved to the front of the bridge. His large, bulbous head turned towards the main view screen. "Magnify," he ordered, his voice a series of clicks and whistles. The screen flickered to life, revealing a large, battered vessel drifting aimlessly through space. Its hull was pockmarked with impact craters, and patches of its outer plating were missing, exposing the ship's inner workings. Despite its sorry state, the vessel's size was impressive. "What is that thing?" Xanthor asked, his tentacles waving in curiosity. Officer Zix tapped at her console, her 3-fingered hands moving swiftly over the holographic interface. "According to our database, it appears to be a human warship, Commander." A ripple of surprise passed through the bridge crew. Humans were a relatively new species on the galactic stage, and encounters with their technology were rare. "Humans," Xanthor chuckled, a sound like bubbles popping underwater. "Those primitive bipeds. This must be ancient." The crew joined in the laughter, their various alien anatomies shaking with mirth. Humans were known throughout the galaxy as a young, inexperienced race, barely out of their planetary cradle. "Scan it," Xanthor commanded, his laughter subsiding. "Let's see what secrets this relic holds." Officer Zix complied, sending out a series of energy pulses towards the derelict ship. After a few moments, she reported back. "Commander, the ship appears to be powered down. No life signs detected. Its weapon systems are offline, and the hull integrity is at 40%. Xanthor's tentacles curled in amusement. "Ha! Look at that primitive armor. Our smallest scout ship could tear through it like paper." Another officer, Krell, a insectoid alien with a hard exoskeleton, chittered in agreement. "Their weapons are probably just as laughable. Projectile-based, no doubt." "How quaint." The bridge erupted in another round of laughter. The idea of using physical projectiles in space combat was absurdly outdated to the technologically advanced Zarthians. "Should we destroy it, Commander?" Officer Zix asked, her fingers hovering over the weapon's controls. Xanthor considered for a moment, his large eyes blinking slowly. "No," he decided. "This relic might have some value. The Galactic Museum of Primitive Cultures would love to have a human warship in their collection." The crew nodded in agreement. It would make an excellent exhibit, a testament to how far advanced races like the Zarthians were compared to the fledgling human civilization. "Prepare the tractor beam," Xanthor ordered. "We'll tow this ancient piece of junk back to Zarth Prime. Our scientists can poke around its innards, and then we'll hand it over to the museum." As the Zarthian ship maneuvered into position, none of its crew noticed the faint energy signature emanating from deep within the human vessel. Hidden behind layers of dormant systems and powered-down circuits, something was stirring. Inside the battered warship, in a small dark compartment filled with humming machinery, a single light blinked to life on a control panel. The light was green, and next to it, in small human letters, was written, "Emergency power activated." In that same compartment, a pair of human eyes snapped open, adjusting quickly to the darkness. Captain Sarah Chen took a deep breath, her first in what felt like an eternity. She could feel the slight vibrations of an external force acting on the ship, a tractor beam, she realized. As the alien vessel began to tow the seemingly dead human warship, they remained blissfully unaware of the awakening beast they were poking. Their laughter and mockery echoed through their comms, but soon, very soon, they would learn the folly of underestimating human ingenuity and resilience. Sarah's lips curled into a determined smile. "Laugh while you can," she whispered to herself, her voice hoarse from disuse. You have no idea what's coming. The stage was set. The aliens had found their relic, but this relic was far from dead. As the Zarthian ship pulled the human warship along, they were unknowingly setting in motion a chain of events that would shake the very foundations of their galactic understanding. The hunt was on, and the hunter was about to become the hunted. Captain Sarah Chen's eyes adjusted to the dim emergency lighting in her small hiding spot. She felt the vibrations of the alien tractor beam through the hull of the warship. Her muscles ached as she stretched, having been in cryo-sleep for who knows how long. "Computer, status report," Sarah whispered, her voice cracking from disuse. A soft blue light flickered to life on a nearby console. "Captain Chen, welcome back," the AI responded in a low feminine voice. "The ship is currently under external tow by an unknown alien vessel. All primary systems are in dormant mode. Emergency power is active." Sarah nodded, memories flooding back. The alien invasion of Earth, the desperate evacuation, the last-ditch plan to hide and survive. She was the last line of defense, the final hope for humanity. "How long was I out?" she asked, dreading the answer. "You have been in cryo-sleep for 47 years, 3 months, and 12 days, Captain," the AI replied. Sarah's heart sank. Nearly half a century had passed. What had become of Earth? Of humanity? She pushed these thoughts aside. There would be time for that later. Right now, she needed to focus on the present danger. "Computer, can you tap into the alien ship's communications without them noticing?" Sarah asked as she began to check her equipment. "Affirmative, Captain. Initiating passive scan and translation protocols." As Sarah inspected her gear, alien voices filled the small compartment. The computer translated their clicks and whistles into English. "This human relic will make an excellent addition to the museum," one alien voice said, followed by laughter. "Indeed, Commander Xanthor. The primitives will serve as a reminder of how far we've come," another replied. Sarah's fists clenched. These aliens thought humans were extinct, their technology obsolete. A fire of determination burned in her eyes. She would show them how wrong they were. As she listened, Sarah's mind drifted back to the day everything changed. The sky over New Beijing was filled with alien ships. Explosions rocked the city as humanity fought back with everything they had. Sarah, then a young lieutenant, ran through the chaos towards the spaceport. "Chen, over here." Colonel Zhang waved from the entrance of a massive warship. "This is our last chance." Sarah sprinted up the ramp, dodging falling debris. Inside, the ship was a flurry of activity as the crew prepared for launch. Colonel Zhang grabbed her shoulders. "Listen carefully, Lieutenant. This ship is humanity's ace in the hole. We've loaded it with our most advanced tech, things even the aliens don't know about. Your mission is to survive, to hide, and when the time is right, to strike back." Sarah's eyes widened. "But sir, I'm not qualified to." "You are now, Captain Chen," Zhang interrupted, pinning captain's bars to her collar. "The fate of our species rests with you. Make us proud." Before Sarah could respond, the colonel was gone, sealing the ship for launch. The memory faded as Sarah returned to the present. She had a promise to keep, a mission to complete. "Computer, what's the status of our special systems?" she asked, a plan forming in her mind. "All classified systems are intact and in standby mode, Captain. They can be activated on your command." Sarah allowed herself a small smile. These aliens thought they were towing a harmless relic. They had no idea what was about to hit them. "All right, let's show these overconfident squid faces what humans are really capable of," Sarah muttered as she began to power up the ship's hidden systems. As she worked, Sarah could hear the aliens continuing their mockery through the intercepted communications. "I wonder if the human ship even had faster-than-light capabilities," one alien mused. "Doubtful," another responded. "Their technology was centuries behind ours. It's a miracle this ship made it out of their solar system." Little did they know, the primitive ship they were towing was about to turn their world upside down. Sarah's fingers flew over the control panels, bringing dormant systems online one by one. "Computer, how long until we reach their homeworld?" Sarah asked. "At current speed, we will reach Zarth Prime in approximately 72 hours, Captain." Sarah nodded. "Perfect. That gives us time to prepare. Begin full system diagnostics and battle simulations. We got one shot at this, and I intend to make it count." As the computer complied with her orders, Sarah strapped herself into the captain's chair. The last human was awake, and she was ready to fight. The aliens had laughed at the relic, but soon, very soon, they would learn to fear it. Captain Sarah Chen's fingers danced across the control panels of the ancient human warship. With each command, more systems flickered to life, awakening from their long slumber. The ship, once thought to be a powerless relic by the aliens, was slowly coming back to life. "Computer, status update," Sarah ordered, her voice steady despite the tension building in her chest. "All primary systems are now online, Captain," the AI responded. "Weapons are at 80% capacity. Shields are functional but untested. Engine output is at 60% and climbing." Sarah nodded, a grim smile on her face. "Good. How much longer until we reach the alien homeworld?" "Approximately 24 hours at current speed, Captain." The human captain leaned back in her chair, her mind racing. They were running out of time. She needed to act soon, but not too soon. Timing would be everything. Meanwhile, on the bridge of the Zarthian ship, Commander Xanthor was growing impatient. His tentacles twitched with anticipation as he addressed his crew. "How much longer until we reach Zarth Prime?" he asked, his clicks and whistles translated by the ship's computer. Officer 6 consulted her console. "We should arrive in approximately 23 hours, Commander." Xanthor's large eyes blinked in satisfaction. "Excellent. Prepare a detailed report on our find. I want the museum curators salivating when we present them with this human relic." As the alien crew busied themselves with their tasks, none of them noticed the faint energy signatures now emanating from the supposedly dead human ship. Their scanners, not calibrated to detect the unique frequencies of Earth technology, remained silent. Back on the human warship, Sarah was ready to begin the next phase of her plan. "Computer, initiate silent running protocols. Mask all energy signatures and prepare for sudden acceleration." "Acknowledged, Captain." "Silent running protocols engage, awaiting your command for acceleration." Sarah took a deep breath, steeling herself for what was to come. She thought back to her training, to the years spent preparing for this moment. The fate of humanity rested on her shoulders, and she would not fail. "Computer, on my mark. Disengage from the alien tractor beam and go to full thrust. Plot a course away from the alien fleet, heading 270 Mark 45. "Course plotted and standing by, Captain." Sarah's hand hovered over the final activation switch. This was it, the moment of truth. Mark. In an instant, the human warship came to life. The alien tractor beam shattered as if it were made of glass. Engines that had lain dormant for decades roared to life, propelling the ship forward with breathtaking speed. On the Zarthian ship, alarms blared as the crew was thrown off balance by the sudden movement. "What's happening?" Xanthor bellowed, his tentacles flailing wildly. Officer 6 struggled to make sense of her readings. "Commander, the human ship. It's alive. It's broken free and is accelerating away from us." Xanthor's eyes widened in disbelief. "Impossible. That Relic couldn't possibly." His words were cut short as the human warship suddenly vanished from their view screens. "Where did it go?" he demanded. I don't know, Commander," Zix stammered. "Our sensors can't track it. It's as if it just disappeared." Aboard the human ship, Sarah allowed herself a small smile of triumph. The experimental cloaking technology, hidden from the alien scans, was working perfectly. "Computer, status report," she ordered. "All systems functioning at optimal levels, Captain. Cloaking device is stable. We are currently traveling at zero point 0.8 light speed and accelerating. Sarah nodded, her mind already racing ahead to the next phase of her plan. The aliens had underestimated humanity, laughed at what they thought was a harmless relic. Now, they would learn just how wrong they were. Set course for the nearest uninhabited system, Sarah commanded. We need a place to regroup and plan our next move. As the human warship sped silently through space, leaving the bewildered alien fleet far behind, a new chapter in the story of humanity was beginning. The hunter had become the hunted, and the galaxy would never be the same. Back on the Zarthian ship, Commander Xanthor stared at the empty space where the human vessel had been, his earlier mockery forgotten. For the first time in his long life, he felt a twinge of fear. What other surprises did these humans have in store? Little did he know, Captain Sarah Chen was just getting started. The real battle was yet to come, and humanity's last defender was ready to show the galaxy what Earth was truly capable of. The vast expanse of space seemed eerily quiet as Captain Sarah Chen guided her ship through the stars. The human warship, once thought to be a harmless relic, now moved with purpose and stealth. "Computer, any sign of pursuit?" Sarah asked, her eyes scanning the various displays before her. "Negative, Captain," the AI responded. "Our cloaking technology appears to be functioning perfectly. No alien vessels detected within sensor range." Sarah nodded, allowing herself a small smile. The element of surprise had worked in their favor, but she knew it wouldn't last forever. The Zarthians would regroup and come after them soon enough. Meanwhile, aboard the Zarthian flagship, chaos reigned. Commander Xanthor's tentacles writhed in agitation as he barked orders to his crew. "I want that human ship found," he bellowed. "Deploy all available scout ships. Use every detection method we have." That Relic couldn't have just vanished. Officer 6, her 4 eyes blinking rapidly, worked furiously at her console. "Commander, we're having difficulty tracking their energy signature. It's unlike anything in our database." Xanthor's large eyes narrowed. "Impossible. Their technology is primitive. How could they possibly?" He stopped mid-sentence, a chilling thought occurring to him. "Unless we've been wrong about them all along." Back on the human warship, Sarah was planning her next move. She knew she couldn't run forever. Sooner or later, she would have to face the alien fleet. "Computer, bring up the star charts for this sector," she commanded. "Look for any areas that might give us a tactical advantage. Asteroid fields, nebulae, anything we can use." As the AI compiled the data, Sarah's mind drifted back to her training days on Earth. She remembered the countless simulations, the strategies developed to combat technologically superior foes. It was time to put that training to the test. "Captain," the computer's voice snapped her back to the present. "I've identified a possible location. There's a dense nebula approximately 2.3 light-years from our current position. Its unique composition could interfere with Zarthian sensors." Sarah studied the information on her screen. "Perfect. Set a course, but be prepared to change direction at a moment's notice. We can't assume they won't find a way to track us." As the human ship altered its course, the Zarthian fleet spread out, casting a wide net in their search. Commander Xanthor paced the bridge of his ship, his earlier mockery of human technology forgotten. "Any updates?" he demanded. Officer Krell, the insectoid alien, chittered nervously. "Nothing concrete, Commander. But we've detected faint traces of an unknown energy signature. It's not much, but it's the best lead we have." Xanthor's tentacles curled in anticipation. "Follow it. Alert the entire fleet. I want every ship we have converging on that signature." As the Zarthian ships began to move, Sarah's computer sounded an alert. "Captain, multiple alien vessels detected. They appear to be following a search pattern that intersects with our projected course." Sarah's jaw clenched. "They're faster than I hoped. Time to change tactics. Computer, prepare for emergency maneuvers. Let's see how well these aliens can fly." With a series of swift commands, Sarah sent her ship into a complex series of turns and rolls. The human vessel danced through space, its movements unpredictable and erratic. On the Zarthian ships, confusion spread as they tried to track the elusive human craft. "It's moving too fast," Officer Zix exclaimed. "Our targeting systems can't keep up." Commander Xanthor watched in a mixture of frustration and grudging admiration. "What kind of pilots are these humans?" he muttered. Little did he know, it wasn't just piloting skill he was up against. The human ship's AI, guided by Sarah's commands, was calculating and executing maneuvers faster than any organic pilot could. As the chase continued, Sarah allowed herself a grim smile. "That's right," she whispered. "Underestimate us at your peril." The human warship zoomed towards the nebula, weaving through space with unmatched agility. Behind it, the Zarthian fleet struggled to keep pace, their earlier confidence shattered. The hunt was on, but the prey was proving far more formidable than the hunters had ever imagined. As both sides pushed their ships to the limit, one thing became clear. This battle would not be won by technology alone. It would come down to skill, strategy, and the indomitable human spirit that had carried Sarah and her ship across the stars. The nebula loomed ahead, a swirling mass of cosmic dust and gas. Within its depths, the next phase of this intergalactic game of cat and mouse would play out. And Captain Sarah Chen, the last defender of humanity, was ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. The swirling gases of the nebula enveloped Captain Sarah Chen's ship, cloaking it in a natural veil of cosmic dust and radiation. From the bridge, Sarah watched as the sensors struggled to penetrate the dense clouds surrounding them. "Computer, status report," she commanded, her voice steady despite the tension in her shoulders. "All systems functioning within acceptable parameters, Captain," the AI responded. "The nebula is interfering with our long-range sensors, but it's also masking our presence from the Zarthian fleet." Sarah nodded, her mind racing with possibilities. "Just as we planned. Now, let's see what other tricks this old girl has up her sleeve." She began to access deeper layers of the ship's systems, areas that had remained dormant since the fall of Earth. As she worked, memories of her training flooded back. "Listen up, cadets," Colonel Zheng's voice echoed through the underground bunker. "What I'm about to show you is Earth's last line of defense." A young Sarah Chen stood at attention, her eyes wide as a holographic display flickered to life. It showed a massive warship, unlike anything she had ever seen. "This ship," Zhang continued, "is packed with technology that even our enemies can't imagine. Adaptive shielding, phase shift weaponry, and an AI system that can outthink any alien computer." The colonel's eyes locked onto Sarah's. "Chen, you've shown exceptional promise. I'm assigning you to this project. Learn every inch of this ship. One day, the fate of humanity might depend on it." Back in the present, Sarah's fingers flew over the console, inputting complex sequences of commands. Slowly, hidden panels throughout the ship began to open, revealing weapons and systems that had lain dormant for decades. "Captain," the ship's AI interrupted, "I'm detecting a power surge in several previously inactive systems. Shall I bring them online?" A grim smile played across Sarah's lips. "Do it. It's time to show these aliens what humanity is really capable of." Meanwhile, on the bridge of the Zarthian flagship, Commander Xanthor seethed with frustration. His tentacles lashed about as he barked orders to his crew. "I want that nebula scanned down to the last atom," he roared. "That human relic is in there somewhere, and I refuse to let it escape." Officer Zix, her four eyes blinking rapidly, worked furiously at her console. "Commander, the nebula's composition is making detailed scans impossible. Our sensors can't penetrate." She was cut off by a sudden alarm. The bridge erupted into chaos as warning lights flashed across every screen. "What's happening?" Xanthor demanded. Krell, the insectoid tactical officer, chittered in panic. "Commander, we're detecting a massive energy spike from within the nebula. It's like nothing we've ever seen before." Inside the nebula, Sarah's ship hummed with newfound power. Systems that had lain dormant for years sprang to life, filling the bridge with a soft blue glow. "Computer, give me a rundown of our new capabilities," Sarah ordered, her heart racing with excitement and apprehension. "Certainly, Captain," the AI responded, its voice seeming almost eager. "Phase shift shields are now online, capable of adapting to enemy weapons in real time. Quantum torpedo launchers are primed and ready. The adaptive AI combat system is fully operational, allowing for microsecond tactical adjustments." Sarah took a deep breath, steadying herself. This was it. The moment Earth's scientists had prepared for. A chance to level the playing field against a technologically superior foe. "All right," she said, her voice firm with resolve. "Let's test these systems out. Target the nearest Zarthian ship and fire a warning shot. Let's show them what they're really up against." The human warship surged forward, emerging from the nebula like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Its hull gleamed with an otherworldly energy, the once battered exterior now smooth and sleek. On the Zarthian bridge, panic set in as the sensors registered the transformed human vessel. "Impossible," Santhor whispered, his earlier bravado evaporating. "What is that thing?" Before anyone could respond, a beam of pure energy lanced out from the human ship, slicing through space with impossible precision. It passed mere meters from the Zarthian flagship, a clear demonstration of power and control. As alarms blared and his crew scrambled to respond, Commander Xanthor realized with growing dread that they had made a terrible mistake. The human relic they had mocked was anything but primitive. It was a weapon of unimaginable power, piloted by a species they had gravely underestimated. The real battle was about to begin, and for the first time in generations, the Zarthians felt fear. The vastness of space erupted into a dazzling display of light and energy as Captain Sarah Chen's warship engaged the Zarthian fleet. The once mocked Relic now danced through the stars, its movements fluid and unpredictable. "Target their lead ship's weapons systems," Sarah commanded, her voice steady despite the chaos unfolding around her. "Let's show them what we can do." The AI responded instantly, its calculations faster than any human could manage. "Target acquired, Captain." Firing quantum torpedoes. Brilliant streaks of energy shot forth from the human vessel, weaving through the Zarthian defenses with impossible precision. They struck the alien flagship's weapon emplacements, causing a series of spectacular explosions. On the bridge of the Zarthian ship, Commander Xanthor stumbled as his vessel shook violently. "What just happened?" he demanded, his tentacles flailing in agitation. Officer Zix's four eyes widened in disbelief as she analyzed the data. "Commander, our main weapons array is... it's gone. That single volley took out our most powerful guns." Xanthor's large eyes blinked rapidly, struggling to comprehend the situation. The human ship they had dismissed as obsolete was now outmaneuvering and outgunning their entire fleet. "Impossible," he muttered. "How could we have been so wrong?" Back on the human warship, Sarah allowed herself a grim smile. Years of preparation, the sacrifices of countless scientists and soldiers, were finally paying off. "Computer, status of our phase shift shields," she asked, already planning her next move. "Shields at 98% efficiency, Captain," the AI responded. "The Zarthian weapons are having minimal impact." Sarah nodded, her mind racing through tactical possibilities. "Good. Let's press our advantage. Target their propulsion systems. I want that fleet immobilized." As her ship moved with fluid grace, easily evading the increasingly desperate Zarthian attacks, Sarah's thoughts drifted to the long journey that had brought her to this moment. "Remember, Chen," Colonel Zhang's voice echoed in her memory. "This ship isn't just a weapon. It's a symbol of everything humanity has achieved. Our science, our determination, our will to survive against all odds." The colonel's eyes had burned with intensity as he spoke. "When the time comes, you won't just be fighting for yourself. You'll be fighting for every human who ever lived, for the future we all dreamed of. Sarah's reverie was interrupted by the AI's voice. "Captain, the Zarthian fleet is attempting to regroup. They're adopting the defensive formation." "Not if I can help it," Sarah muttered. Her fingers flew across the control panel, inputting a series of complex commands. "Execute Maneuver Omega-3. Let's break up their formation." The human warship suddenly accelerated, pushing key forces that would have crushed any normal vessel. It shot through the heart of the Zarthian fleet, its weapons blazing in all directions. Zarthian ships scattered in panic, their carefully planned formation dissolving into chaos. Explosions bloomed in the vacuum of space as human weapons found their marks with unerring accuracy. On the Zarthian flagship, now trailing debris and venting atmosphere from multiple hull breaches, Commander Xanthor faced a decision he never thought he'd have to make. "Send out a distress call," he ordered, his voice heavy with defeat. We need reinforcements." Officer Krell chittered in shock. "But, Commander, to admit defeat to a single human ship, the humiliation." Xanthor's tentacles drooped. "If we don't, there won't be anyone left to feel humiliated. Send the call." As the distress signal beamed out across Zarthian communication channels, Sarah's AI alerted her to the development. "Captain, we've intercepted a Zarthian distress call. They're requesting reinforcements from their homeworld." Sarah's eyes narrowed. This was both a challenge and an opportunity. "Can we trace the signal back to its destination?" "Affirmative, Captain. The signal leads directly to Zarth Prime, the heart of the Zarthian Empire." A plan began to form in Sarah's mind. The Zarthians had underestimated humanity once. Perhaps it was time to use that arrogance against them one final time. "Plot a course for Zarth Prime," she ordered, her voice filled with determination. "It's time we take this fight to their doorstep." As the human warship disengaged from the battered Zarthian fleet, setting course for the alien homeworld, the tables had well and truly turned. The hunter had become the hunted, the primitive had become the advanced, and the last defender of humanity was about to show the galaxy the true strength of the human spirit. The battle was won, but the war was far from over. Sarah Chen, at the helm of humanity's greatest achievement, steeled herself for the challenges ahead. The fate of Earth, of all humanity, rested on what she did next. The vast expanse of space stretched before Captain Sarah Chen as her warship hurtled towards Zarth Prime, the heart of the Zarthian Empire. The ship's advanced engines hummed with power, propelling them faster than any Zarthian vessel could hope to match. "ETA to Zarth Prime?" Sarah asked, her eyes fixed on the starfield ahead. 2 hours, 17 minutes, Captain," the AI responded promptly. Sarah nodded, her mind racing with plans and contingencies. This was it, the moment that would decide the fate of humanity. As they approached the Zarthian homeworld, the ship's sensors came alive with activity. "Captain, I'm detecting a massive fleet gathering in orbit around Zarth Prime," the AI reported. "It appears they're preparing for our arrival." A grim smile played across Sarah's lips. "Good. Let them come." The human warship dropped out of faster-than-light travel on the outskirts of the Zarthian system. Before them lay a sea of alien vessels, their weapons primed and ready. A transmission crackled through the ship's communication system. "Unidentified human vessel," a Zarthian voice boomed. "You are outnumbered and outgunned. Surrender immediately or face total annihilation." Sarah's finger hovered over the transmit button. This was the moment of truth. She took a deep breath and responded, "This is Captain Sarah Chen of Earth. We do not surrender." With that, she cut the transmission and turned to her eye. "Initiate Combat Protocol Omega. Let's show them what one human ship can do." The battle that ensued was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Sarah's ship moved with impossible grace, its advanced technology allowing it to dance between enemy fire while unleashing devastating attacks of its own. Zarthian ships exploded left and right, their once mighty fleet reduced to chaos in the face of human ingenuity and determination. Sarah's fingers flew across the control panels, coordinating attacks and defenses with lightning speed. As the battle raged on, the Zarthian commanders grew increasingly desperate. Nothing in their vast experience had prepared them for this. The human ship they had once mocked as a relic was single-handedly decimating their forces. Hours passed, and the tide of battle turned decisively in humanity's favor. The remaining Zarthian ships began to retreat, their formations breaking apart in disarray. "Captain," the AI announced, "the Zarthian flagship is hailing us." Sarah straightened in her chair. On screen, the image of the Zarthian Supreme Commander flickered to life. His tentacles drooped in defeat, his large eyes filled with a mixture of fear and awe. "Captain Chin," he began, his voice trembling, "on behalf of the Zarthian Empire, I surrender. We underestimated your species, and we have paid the price for our arrogance." Sarah's expression remained stern. "Your surrender is accepted, Commander, but this is about more than just today's battle. Humanity demands reparations for the destruction of Earth and the near extinction of our species." The Zarthian commander nodded solemnly. "Of course, we will comply with any demands you make, but please spare our homeworld." A moment of silence passed as Sarah considered her next words carefully. "We are not like you," she said finally. "We do not destroy worlds or subjugate species, but from this day forward, the galaxy will know the strength of humanity." As the transmission ended, Sarah allowed herself a moment of reflection. They had done it. Against all odds, humanity had not only survived but triumphed. "Captain," the AI interrupted her thoughts, "I'm detecting numerous stasis pods in various locations across Zarthian space. They appear to be of human origin." Sarah's heart raced. Could it be? Scan them immediately. After a tense moment, the AI confirmed, "The pods contain living humans, Captain. It seems the Zarthians captured and preserved some of our people during their invasion of Earth." Tears welled up in Sarah's eyes. She wasn't the last human after all. There was hope for their species to rebuild, to reclaim their place in the galaxy. "Set a course for the nearest cluster of pods," she commanded, her voice thick with emotion. "It's time to bring our people home." As the human warship moved to rescue the survivors, news of the battle spread across the galaxy like wildfire. The story of how a single human ship had defeated the mighty Zarthian Empire became legend. From that day forward, the galaxy looked upon humanity with newfound respect, and not a little fear. The species that had been dismissed as primitive had proven themselves to be formidable indeed. And as for Captain Sarah Chen, she led her people into a new era of exploration and diplomacy. Humanity rebuilt, stronger and wiser than before, ready to take their place among the stars. The relic that had been laughed at had become the harbinger of a new age. Humanity had returned, and the galaxy would never be the same again.